Hello everyone, so in today's video we're gonna walk you through how to trim the outline of actually trace the outline of your house over here. Okay, so in Adobe Illustrator you're gonna use your model making as a guide to trace over, but however, just to make sure that you want to, in this step also, making sure that you're correcting the geometry a little bit. Okay, you're following the outline of your model making, but you're also correcting some of the things, the mistakes, or say the inaccuracies you made in your models. Okay, so for example, in this model, okay, so for example, in this model, no, I'm just zooming it out a little bit. So you have here, okay, this part where your house basically there's a gap between the roof and your walls. This is very natural when you're doing model making. If your cut is not as precise and if you're gluing, then there's like a little bit of excess of a glue here. But in today's session, we're gonna make sure that you fix it. Okay, please don't get your drawing with some gap between your roof and the walls. It's just not happening. Okay, sometimes it might happen in your model, but please do not make that happen in your actual drawing, okay, in your documented drawing. So first of all, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so that make sure that I can see everything, I can see the details, to make sure that you can see everything nicely. Okay, for this section we're just gonna outline the house itself. Okay, so everything you can see over here, and maybe if you want add a bit more details, you can add the things on the inside the rooms that you can see. Okay, maybe add a tiny little bit of that, but just to make sure that we are adding line weight in here. So first of all, I'm just gonna trace everything that I can see. I'm gonna come here and use our old friend, which is the pen tool. Okay, that's a pen tool. You click on that, and then you can start to trace around. Okay, so yeah, so that is a sharp edge roof. Okay, I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna try to make sure that I just draw exactly as it is. I can adjust it a bit later. So you want to hold on to shift if you want to draw straight line. Okay, and if it's not the straight line that you're after, you might leave it there. Okay, just gonna come back and make sure that I draw a straight line. Okay, I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna come back over here. Okay, so you see there's a little bit of inaccurate things happening in here. Okay, which I'm going to get that fixed a bit later. Okay, so let's escape to get rid of that. Now I'm going to come and fix this a little bit. So now once you draw the geometry, general geometry, you can come and use the white arrow key, which is called the direct selection tool. You can see that there's a little tutorial here showing you what is working. So you can adjust these anchor points. So basically these are the anchor points to fit your needs. So I'm going to click on here. Maybe I'm going to bring it up a little bit. So see that I have like a thickness of my wall, actually on my roof. Okay, I'm gonna get it dragged down and maybe you just sit on top of here. Okay, I might need to also adjust this anchor point so it is standing in the middle. Okay, okay, that's great. I'm gonna get this as transparent so you can see. Okay, now I have adjusted a little bit, so I've adjusted accordingly, and I think I missed a little line here. I'm going to get this fixed. So this is a fixed geometry. Okay, awesome. So I would say for your case, maybe I'll turn it white on again. So try to make sure that you're drawing things in a geometry. Okay, so you're drawing things in a complete geometry. So in this, like, make sure if you have, let's say, your roof line, make sure that it's a complete geometry. At this moment, I might want to fix a little bit so that I can have this roof, the thickness of the roof as one geometry, and then I can have the back over here as another geometry. Okay, right now I'm gonna fix a little bit of that. I'm gonna come over here and I am going to find a tool called scissor. So it's underneath this eraser. So if you right click and find the scissor tool, I'm gonna come here and cut down, gonna trim a little bit of here so that I can just get rid of, I can move this line downwards. I'm gonna use a bit later. And at the moment, I'm gonna find my tools again. Okay, and I'm gonna come here. I might also fix a little bit of this geometry because it doesn't look like it's doing the work. Okay. All right, so let's see if, I think I might need to adjust here a little bit. Right, this looks like it's fine, so I'll just leave it there. So if I drag it down, you will see that this does look like it is doing its justice. It's just this roof line is a bit over, so it's a bit like not as precise, so we'll just leave it there. And so this is my roof, and then you will see a little bit of those rebates here, so let's draw that out. Maybe let's fix here a little bit so that this looks a bit more natural. Okay, again, I'm gonna come and find my direct selection tool, and I'm going to make sure that these are on the same line. Let's zoom in a little bit. Okay. Okay, so it does look much better. So let's zoom out. And then let's draw what's happening on here that we can see. Okay. Okay, and come down closest geometry. Okay, and then I think there is some other things here that you can't really see it. So let's just fix this part here as well from the photograph. Okay. Alright, now if you see something like this, like little spikes, and you don't want that there, you could go over to property. Okay, on the right hand side panel, go to property, and then so under appearance, so when on the stroke, you go over here and then you can find the corners. So this is a very sharp corner, so what you can is you can find this round corner, so you see the spike has gone over here, and then it looks a bit more refined. So you can change them so that it doesn't have this very abrupt spikes, so it looks a bit nicer. Okay, on the edges, you can use that as a way of fixing it. Now I'm gonna move back this line here, which is not technically on top, which I need to change here a little bit to make sure that we're on the same plane. Okay. Alright, now I think I'm gonna get rid of this anchor point, and let's drag this back up here. Okay, maybe what I will do is I'll leave it, and then let's close this geometry up. Okay, and let's fix this line here. Okay, so let's fix this triangle. Okay, and again, please make sure that when you're drawing, you're always drawing things in a geometry, because it will help you later on to fill in the gaps between the things. So now I've drawn the basic the roof line over here. So that's the roof line. So if you zoom out a little bit, if you want to zoom in, the keyboard shortcut is command or control plus or minus on your keyboard. You can use that as a way to zoom in or out. So I've done my roof line a little bit, and then I need to get this part done as well. So let's come over here and find our pen tool, and then I try to make this as accurate as possible. So you can hold on to shift, and then let's find where it is. And again, please make sure that you finish this geometry. Okay, so that's it. So if I disable the photo base, you should be able to see that I have a complete roof line done. Okay, so that's my roof line done. Okay, and now I'll get you to try a little bit that with the body of your house. So basically the body of here, the walls, which will be much easier. If you have rectangle walls, what you can do is that you could come here and just use a rectangle tool here. Okay, and then you click and hold and you drag a place over here. So that's the rectangle, okay, which makes it a bit easier. All right, I'll give you a go at this, and I will see you in the next one where we add in little details on the inside of those walls. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.